What I'm going to show you today from my past 30 plus years of teaching, I'm going to show you the best 3 drills that I have used that have been the most effective with my students over all those years to help you stop slicing today. Let's jump right into it. First drill, the shoebox. So what I tell students all the time is when you go home, first thing I want you to do is put a shoebox in the trunk of the car. So next time you go to the range, you're ready to rock and roll. You've got something you can utilize to your advantage to help stop slicing. Now, in lieu of a shoebox, what you could certainly use is a head cover. Now, the head cover is not as effective. Now, what I mean by that is because the shoebox is taller compared to the head cover that's much lower and closer to the ground. I've seen many times where somebody cuts across from outside in and the club head hovers just above that head cover, and they think, oh man, I made a great swing. And I'm like, well, not necessarily. Because if there was a shoebox there, you would have obliterated the shoebox. Now, I mentioned the head cover because I've had many students over the years say, you know, Bob, I feel a little embarrassed with that shoebox. You know, I'm the only one there with a shoebox, and I hit it a few times. It was embarrassing. I get it. So like I say, if you want, use the head cover, but just know it's not as effective as what the shoebox would be. So how we set this up is wherever you happen to be, I would then take the box and I would place it right under the shaft like this. And then I would just push the shoebox straight forward like this here, where as a right-handed golfer, it's essentially outside my left toe. Moral of the story, don't hit the shoebox. Now, why are we hitting the shoebox? And I always like to show or tell pros and cons to any drill, because if we're doing a drill incorrectly, it's doing us no good whatsoever. Now, often, whether the backswing is like this or here, getting too flat, too behind us, we end up lifting up and pushing out in this direction and then ultimately cutting across from outside in. So what I'm showing you here today with these 3 drills, the primary focus of it, if you will, is to better the path into impact. Now, that's not to throw the backswing out the window, because if we make faulty backswings, as I just mentioned, that usually sets us up for a faulty downswing. So, of course, you'd like to have good on-plane backswings, but what we're going to do here today, we're going to put the primary focus on getting that path into impact better. So, with this drill right here, like I said, don't hit the shoebox. Let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens, because we need that club ultimately on the way down to be working more behind us, shallowing. Another great video I want you to watch, I'll put it here in the corner, where I call it, it's a little play on words, do you question your swing? What I saw 45 years ago on TV, I saw as the club was coming down, it looked to me like the club head was making some little semblance, as I call it, of a question mark. So it's a little play on words. It's like if I said, hey, do you question your swing? Most of you say, my goodness, I question just about everything in my swing. But what I'm talking about is, do you make that shallowing move to help better your chances of getting the club to approach from the inside of the target line? So watch that one, it's going to help immensely. But in regards to this, let's try it and let's see if we can simply miss the shoebox. Pretty good shot. Nice little draw on the green, pretty close to the pin. I'll take that all day long. Give this one a shot, it's going to help. Drill number 2, alignment rod and a range bucket. If you don't have any alignment rods, these are very easy to get. Go to Lowe's or Home Depot, your local hardware store. I'd get 2 or 3 of them, quite frankly. Put them in your golf bag and you could utilize it for ball position. You can use it for aim.
I have the alignment sticks down because I want my alignment to be good, and that also helps me with my ball position.
You can most definitely use it for what I'm going to show you here right now, downswing drills or swing plane purposes. And if you don't happen to have a range bucket, what you can do, say you're at home is I would use, like for example, the shoebox I just showed you. Just simply poke a hole in the shoebox to simulate what I'm going to show you with this right here. So now, what I would do is I would place your bucket behind your ball here and then just pull it back about 2 or 3 feet or so. And then what you want to do is just put the alignment rod in the bucket here, kind of do whatever you need to do to get it positioned in a proper position for yourself here, where the rod is essentially right over your target line and the tip of the stick here is even with the ball. Now this gap in here, you want a little bit of breathing room in there. I typically say, just to make it easy to remember, like a grip's length. So you can see right here, it's approximately a grip's length. That's fine. What we want to do here, we just want to work underneath the alignment stick. This is a great one for many of you that also have a faulty backswing. Because if you're somebody like millions of golfers that start the backswing with an immediate push out, you could see how you'd be hitting the stick right away. But again, this is a how to stop slicing video, and we're going to be working on a better downswing path. So as you work back from your vantage point this way, you can see how the club head is pointed at the basket. It's ever so slightly inside the basket. Again, pros and cons. I like to show that with every drill because there are pros and cons to every drill. What I tend to see with this is people will tend to pull the club way to the inside because they're afraid or scared of the bucket. Now, the more we pull that club inside, as I mentioned, it's going to want to go over the top and slam into that stick. So be conscious of what you're doing with your backswing there and continue to make a hopeful, good backswing where you're just missing from hitting the bucket. That's why I say you want to pull that back a good 3 feet, maybe a little further if you're a big, tall player and you've got longer arms and a wider backswing there. Just make sure it's not in your way. So we need to shallow this club and attack from the inside under the stick. Let's give it a shot. Same thing, pretty good shot, just peeled a little to the right, but I'm on the green, I'm putting. What more can I ask for, to be honest? And now drill number 3, the alignment rod stuck in the ground. Now on grass, it's a piece of cake. You just put the rod in the ground. Now here in my training studio, I needed to have something here, so my dad and I, many years ago, we built this little base or this stand, and we can simply fit the alignment rod in and we can tweak the angle of it. It works really, really well. Now you can find on the internet, there's different companies that sell a little base or a little stand where you can fit your alignment rod into and you can tweak the angle. Because my students ask all the time, you know, what is this angle? And I say, it depends. You know, it depends because there's a little variance between a wedge and a driver. So you want that angle to be identical to the club you are using. So as we do this, we would position it far enough away so that you don't hit it. I would check it a few times as you're set over your ball here, and as you make a backswing, you'd want to see that you're close to the rod, but that it is far enough away so you don't hit it. And then, like I mentioned, it is from this view, you want the rod that is essentially covering your club shaft. That's going to give you the best visual, especially when you video your swings. And guys, if you don't video your swings yet, I certainly would start getting into that habit of doing so. I say in a lot of my videos, and I tell my students every day, there is no excuse for us not to be videoing our swings. We all have a beautiful HD camera on our phones. You prop it up on the cart or something at home, wherever it may be. Have your buddy, whomever, video it for you. It takes 2 seconds for a typical golf swing. But get the feedback because, you know, if we're working on a drill incorrectly and we don't video ourselves for the verification, there's a good chance we could be working on something maybe for a week or two, or who knows how much longer even, thinking we're doing something correctly. But there's a good chance maybe we weren't doing the drill as properly as what we could have been or should have been doing. So video it for your own verification. I cannot stress that enough. Now, I jokingly refer to this to my students as kind of like the over-under drill, like sports betting. What's the over-under on a game? This is simply the over in reference to the backswing. You can see how I'm slightly over the rod, not way out over here, but slightly above it or over it. And then as I work to the top, as I come down, I'm absolutely behind it or under it as I approach impact from the inside of the target line to help not slice. And additionally, I tell my students again all the time, when you're doing this drill, I would look at it, see it, watch it, get that visual feedback that's going to be super helpful for you. So when you see this, you can get a very good idea of not only what you're seeing, but what you're feeling. I hit that as nice as I can. Beautiful shot. Almost flew it in the hole on the fly. Another great chance at birdie. That's all I can ask for. Guys, work on these drills. I'm telling you, they're going to help immensely. Nothing more than I want for you than to finally stop slicing. And then lastly, the little bonus tip regarding an impact bag to help with club face control. Because these drills that we did here today in this video are wonderful and they're so easy to do. However, you might come into impact and the club face is open all the time. And next thing you know, shots are peeling over here to the right all the time. So we certainly need a club face that is closing to your better inside out, let's call it, path. And the impact bag will help greatly. Now, what I tell people is when you go to buy an impact bag, I would avoid getting one that is kind of shiny or vinyl-y looking, because over time those will crack. This one here is more of a canvas type of material. This is not going to crack, so you're going to get more long-term use out of it. And an impact bag is as flat as a pancake. There's nothing there. It's just a bag. You need to put all your own pillows and towels and things into it. So when we set this over here, and ideally at home, you would have this against a wall, so when you hit it, it doesn't tumble over. And I always tell people as well with the impact bag, you do not hit this full blast. 50% of your power is plenty. But what we want to do with this, the sole focus is on purpose, overcooking it too much, is we want to hit this here with intentionally the toe first, like that. Like I'm going to spear the bag. That is crazy closed, but bottom line, it's not open where the heel is leading and therefore ball's going to the right. We need to have some release in our golf swing. It's feeling like the forearms, the hands, and the wrists are turning over one another. Many of you that wear a glove, as a right-handed golfer, a glove on the left hand, the logo of the glove, the Velcro, the strap, the face of a watch, for example, is feeling like it's working more down to the ground. We need some of that to help close the face. You might make a beautiful golf swing and do these 3 drills here that we talked about impeccably well. However, if the club face is too open at impact, shots are going to be peeling off to the right. So when you hit this, just do it toe first on purpose. You'll be coming from the inside and be hitting the bag like this here. Overcook it on purpose. And you could most definitely combine these drills without hitting a ball, of course, but you could combine those drills. You have the alignment rod and the range bucket here. You're getting under the rod as you then hit the bag with a toe first position. The rod that was here, same thing. Slightly above it, going back, slightly under it, coming down, with a closing face on purpose as a drill. So whatever you need to do to help better not only the path, but also the club face. So guys, those are my 3 all-time favorite how to stop slicing drills. They've worked for so many students, and I guarantee you, they will work for you as well. As always, I offer you a free swing analysis. All you need to do, subscribe to my channel. You'll see the link below. It's the first pinned comment there. It'll direct you to my website where you can send me some swings using the free V1 Golf app. And if you like any of my videos, please share my channel, my videos with friends, family, co-workers, players in your golf league. I'd greatly appreciate that. My goal to grow this channel, get it as big as we can get it, and I thank you for all your support. So send me some swings. I'd love to help.